Today we're gonna talk about backpack essentials and we're gonna figure out if you need these too. All right, enough of this. Let's put this aside and let's get into it. First of all, I came with a 45-liter backpack to Australia 3 years ago. It is from Friluft. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyways. This is specially for women, so it sits better on your back, so it's really, really comfortable. I really, really like this one. I can try and find a link for you guys to put it down below. It's not an affiliate link or anything. I'm not getting anything for that. It's just my recommendation for you. If you bring a backpack or luggage, it doesn't really matter. I just always like to have a backpack because is it really backpacking if you don't have a backpack? From the time I knew that I'm not going to be traveling as much anymore, I bring a suitcase. So basically you just need to figure out what you want to do, how long do you want to stay, and what you prefer. I find it just easier to handle a backpack in the hostel, and you also don't really overpack with them because they just have a little space. The only thing that I really recommend you is not bringing a backpack that's massive, because it's going to be so heavy and you will have problems to carry it around with you since you want to travel a little bit probably. So it's going to be really hard. So the less is the better in general. And also keep in mind that Australia has a lot of different seasons actually. I think a lot of people don't actually know that. It can get pretty cold in Australia, especially in the nights. And if you go to the desert, it's going to be cold. So you want to bring different layers. So if you're coming here in winter season, which is around June, July, August, then you might want to bring a puffer jacket because it's gonna be pretty cold. It even snows in Australia. I know, I didn't know either. I've put the evidence up here. I've got evidence. I haven't seen it myself, but I know people that have been to the snow in Australia. Yeah, I know. I think the basic stuff is pretty clear. You want to have your hoodie that you can cuddle yourself in when you miss your friends and your family. You want to have your bikini, your board shorts, so you can go to the beach. You want to have your socks, your undies. You get it. So let's get into my backpack essentials for Australia. And yes, it is the fly net. If you want to do any farm work, that will mean you will leave the cities and you will be somewhere remote. That normally means a lot of flies. And since normally when you're from Europe or maybe from the US, you are not used to the flies will try to fly in your eyes, in your nose, and your ears. This can be really annoying. And I'm not talking one fly, I'm not talking two, I'm talking 10, 15 going in your face, buzzing around your head, and you just absolutely cannot concentrate because they're literally constantly trying to get in your eyes and your ears. This is 10, 15 bucks maybe, and it will save your life. It is better to have it and not use it than being in need and not having it. Number 2 is bring a padlock. I unfortunately can't find mine. I don't know where it went to, so I can't show you, but I'm pretty sure you know what a padlock is. It doesn't really matter if you bring one with a key or with numbers. If you normally lose things, you might want to grab the one with the numbers, but they both do just fine. My own experience is that when I stayed at hostels, sometimes they didn't have padlocks on their lockers, so you can't lock away your belongings, and that can be a bit annoying. Especially if you're in a dorm room with like 15 to 20 people, where do you put your belongings if you can't lock them anywhere? And you also don't want to hire or buy something from the hostel because it's going to be so much more expensive. Slides or flip-flops, or as the Aussies would say, thongs. Yes, Aussies call their flip-flops like underwear. I know. Yeah, definitely don't forget your flip-flops, your thongs, your slides, because you don't want to be the person that has to go barefooted in the hostel shower. Also, flip-flops are a part of the lifestyle in Australia. You can just live and breathe in them and no one will question you. You could even go barefooted in a supermarket and no one will say a thing. It is the most normal thing in Australia, which is great, but you don't want to be barefooted in a shower. Yep, you definitely want to bring sun protection. If it's a hat like that or a hat like this, doesn't really matter. This one is a little bit better if you're actually doing some farm work or just general work in the outback maybe, because it will just give you a bit more protection on your neck, and that can be really, really pleasing when it's 45 degrees outside. You also maybe don't want to bring your favorite hat or your favorite clothes because they will fade a lot. I had a few t-shirts that I'm really, really sad about that they faded that much. But that's just the harsh of the Australian sun. It is what it is. So maybe just be aware that most of your things will fade. Of course, besides a hat and sunglasses, you also want to bring your sunscreen. I would recommend you having sunglasses that are polarized because they will really make the difference. It helps so much with the sun here. You will just see as soon as you come to Australia how different the sun is. Let me know in the comments if you would bring the same things to Australia or if your pack list looks different to mine. Number 5 is a quick dry towel. This will change your life. See the difference? This is just a normal towel and this is a quick dry towel, and this is huge. So much lighter and compact in your backpack. It is so good. This is really good as a curtain as well if you are planning on staying in a hostel. I've used it a lot of times as a curtain because people have different sleep patterns in hostels obviously. So it really helps with just blocking the light as well. Number 6, laundry detergent. This is really helpful if you just want to do a quick little wash of your clothes and you don't want to waste your coins that you have. I use this stuff all the time when I just have 3 or 4 things to wash and I don't want to put on a whole washing machine. Sometimes you can also just share a washing machine with someone that's staying in a hostel or you're just camping with. This is really good to have in the backpack. Or even if you don't have any big laundry detergent or powder, you can use that as a substitute for it as well. All right, next one, packing cubes. These are such a game changer. I absolutely love packing cubes. If you have limited space in your backpack, you will love these. So if you put your clothes in one of these, you can just jam them in there and then slide them in your backpack. And you get a little bit of organization, but you can just squeeze a lot of stuff in there. I've got them in all different sizes. I've got small ones as well, like this size. There's like underwear and socks in it. I also use it for my charging cables, for example. They're just really good for everything. Last one, number 8. A bag like this. I don't even know how you call this in English. Probably just a bag. This one is perfect again if you're staying in a hostel and you have the top bunk. You can just hang this over your bed and then you just put all your things in there that you need overnight. Bang! There's your nightstand. Also, if you're bringing a backpack and a day pack, you normally don't have another bag. So this is great to go to the beach or just to the supermarket, whatever. It really helps out and you don't need to buy another bag. All right, these were my backpack essentials. I would never come to Australia without any of these ones. Let me know in the comments below if you would bring the same. Thank you for watching this video. In the next one, we're gonna talk about how I managed to save $10,000 in 6 months as a backpacker. I will see you there. Bye. I look ridiculous. I can't start. Okay, calm down.